one who's bigger than the ANC. No one.
The ANC is heading into the 2024 general elections with two of its former presidents not part of the electioneering machinery of the party. Former President Thabo Mbeki, brought back from political wilderness by the emergence of Cyril Ramaphosa as ANC president and who called on South Africans to vote for the party in 2019, has now changed his tune. Mbeki's concerns include a number of things going wrong in the country and the ANC's failure to rid itself of alleged corrupt people.
I don't think the ANC understands that reality. It is true that you have got many greedy people, many corrupt people. If I ask the question, why is the ANC, which marginalized people as we were saying, why is it behaving like this? I say to the ANC comrades that when you say I must go campaigning next year, to say to people vote ANC, how am I going to do that? To say vote ANC? When I know very well that the branch of the ANC in this constituency is led by a criminal. You can't. It's not possible to go and say vote ANC for a criminal.
Jacob Zuma, then at the helm of the ANC, lambasting former party leaders for criticizing the party in public. At the 2015 now nullified ANC KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Conference, Zuma lashed out at his former ANC Deputy President Kgalema Motlanthe for saying the alliance was dead. Zuma had defeated Motlanthe at the 2012 Mangaung elective conference, where he was re-elected as president.
If we are a comrade who does not worry to start the politics of the ANC, of South Africa, and by mistake, you grow through the ranks, but with lesser political maturity, you become a problem. A very big problem. And the political material conditions will expose you. There are comrades who have been in the leadership of the ANC. Some of them were in the leadership of government, being DGs, etc. They are now out of government. They are the biggest critics of the government and the ANC. I read something in the newspaper where one comrade, who has been respected for a long time, saying that the alliance is dead. People are exposing themselves that they are politically bankrupt. They are now sitting at home. They are now sitting at home, lonely. They left the ANC on their own. They were not chased out. They thought it is nice out there. It's cold out there. They now are beginning to throw stones in the ANC. Criticize the party, criticize COSATU, criticize the ANC.
Zuma went further to say if former leaders said the alliance was dead, they must also shoulder the blame.
And these comrades were part of the leadership. Some of them were Secretary General. Some of them. You can only say if the ANC is weak, they weakened it when they were the leadership of the ANC. Why now they have wisdom and everything when they are sitting out there? When they were here, we did not see that wisdom. Others are pastors. They must go and preach in the church and leave politics. If Abazazi politics. We are not going to keep quiet forever.
The ANC's unwritten rule, when your term ends, don't criticize those who are elected.
In fact, Because if we are out of the ANC, for whatever reasons, keep quiet. In fact, the unwritten rule is that when you are out, don't criticize those who come after you. Because those who come after you should not criticize who you were in front. It's a simple ABCD kind of politics. And these people who are leaders don't understand it. Alliance is dead. Yes, yes. They must sit and keep quiet. Because we don't want to talk about them. Because to us they're important, they were given important positions. How they perform is not our story.
But Zuma broke the ANC's unwritten rule, criticizing the ANC leadership after the 2017 and 2012 NASREC conferences. Now the former ANC president has taken his dissatisfaction with the party's leadership a step further by actively campaigning against the party.
That I'm calling members of the ANC MK to vote for MK. That's what I'm calling for. I'm not going to vote for the ANC. I'm going to vote for MK. And I'm calling MK members, ANC members, to vote for me, MK, so that we have a majority to change this country and rescue the ANC from the mess in which it has been put. That's what it is. Clear. It's as clear as anything.
Zuma, however, says he is not leaving the African National Congress and he will remain a member but just won't vote for the party he has led since the 1991 Durban-Westville Conference as Deputy Secretary General to Ramaphosa's Secretary General position.
I have said I'm going to vote MK. That is enough for you. To know whether I will be approached, whether I will agree, because what I'm talking about is a serious matter of the country. This is African National Congress. I belong in it. I believe in it. I will die in it. But once people mishandle it, I will also come in to rescue it. Because I'm a disciplined caterer of the ANC. Something has been wrong and I stand up. And it's not the first time, by the way. And this is to rescue the ANC, what I'm doing.
The former president served the ANC with electoral divorce papers, something no former party president has done openly since the dawn of democracy. Zuma's successor and political nemesis, Ramaphosa, has noted the announcement of his predecessor.
What I can say to you is that we all listened to that announcement and we have noted what he has said, what he has announced, and that is as far as we are prepared to go at this point in time. And everyone in our country is free to express themselves in relation to who they will vote for and why they will vote for them. And we have noted what former President Jacob Zuma has announced.
The ANC has created an environment of hostility during the transition of the party's presidents, since the Polokwane conference where former President Mbeki fell out with his successor Zuma. Mbeki refused to campaign and participate in the ANC led by Zuma after his recall. History has now repeated itself with Zuma and Ramaphosa, the incumbent president, at odds. ANC Secretary General Fikile Mbalula has had to step in and plead with Zuma and Mbeki to allow Ramaphosa to lead, as it seems like both former presidents are taking political aim at Ramaphosa.
Why to stand up and say, ANC, lokhuya, and you think you are a cadre? Why funda up politics? Abanye babo nkosi yami ngabafundisa politics. How shooting up bimba? How?
All what we are saying to former leaders of the ANC, give Ramaphosa a space to lead. You were leaders before. You know the unwritten law of the ANC conventions. You don't criticize the person of which yourself you have been a leader before. We take the weaknesses of Nelson Mandela as the former president and his strength into the administration of Mbeki. We do the same with Jacob Zuma. And with Ramaphosa now, we'll continue to do the same. It's a relay. So all we're asking is a matter of principle. Give this comrade the same respect that we accorded you. Every day, ANC leaders are overshadowing the president of the ANC. Because Ramaphosa is a nice person. He wouldn't go into the mud and do all of these particular things. But we are pleading with them that give him a chance. It's his time now. He had to contend with a number of things. At the helm of the leadership of the ANC, he had to deal with COVID-19 at the time of his presidency. He had to deal with July riots at the time of his presidency. He had to deal with state capture and corruption. Ramaphosa is hated even within our ranks by people who think that he is steadfast in the fight against corruption. He had to deal with all of those things in his presidency. He had to deal with state capture that has ravaged, undermined even law enforcement agencies. Through our resolutions and our renewal path, he needs all the support to lead the ANC decisively going forward. So we are not at war with everybody, but there are people who call themselves veterans of the ANC, who by day are leaders. They've got track record. By night they sit with counter-revolution on the table and plot the downfall of the revolution.
Are you referring to former President Mbeki and former President Zuma in undermining Ramaphosa?
I'm referring to everybody. I'm referring to anybody. I don't want to mention names because I'm sick and tired of clarifying myself week in and week out. I'm referring to anyone who was a leader of the ANC. Give Matamela a chance to lead. It's his time now. Ramaphosa, his time will come to an end too. He must respect the leaders who are coming. That's all what we are saying. We are leadership. If they want to address the NEC about their criticisms, I can give them a platform there anytime. Some of them are ex officio. Anytime they are welcome in the NEC. But it is time wasting to sugarcoat things. When the ANC is suffering blows, not from external, but from internal, and serious blows.
ANC stalwart Mavuso Msimang has called on the party to be thankful that Zuma won't be on the ground campaigning for the organization.
A bit rich, I would say, isn't it? If I were the ANC, I would congratulate him on offering not to campaign for us. This is precisely what we are talking about since you brought me onto this platform here. You need people with credibility to vote for the ANC. And if you don't get enough of them, rather sit on the opposition benches. Mr. Zuma, many years ago, more than 10, was said to have been corrupted by a person who was sentenced to 3 terms, 15-year terms of imprisonment. Shabir Sheikh. Shabir Sheikh is put in jail that long because he's alleged to have corrupted Zuma. Zuma reacts very predictably, admirably, says, wow, this thing, I was not in court. I will seek my day in court and make sure that I prove this wrong. As everybody knows in South Africa, he has spent every one of those last 10, 12 years trying to avoid going to court. So I think I don't know about the technicalities. Anybody who talks like him should be expelled anyway. But for me, I would be very grateful if the ANC did not find itself asking people like Zuma to campaign for them.
The political influence and ramifications of Zuma actively campaigning against the party probably will only be seen and felt post the elections with the declaration of the results. But Ramaphosa says the detractors of the ANC will not see the party dip below 50%.
To our detractors who think that the ANC is not going to perform well, who actually wish we should go below 50%, and I want to say that those wishes are not going to be fulfilled. Those dreams are not going to happen.
Former ANC leaders in the province of KwaZulu-Natal have warned that Zuma's political move will have adverse effects on the ANC electorally. Samkele Masego, SABC News, Johannesburg.